the first, so it's no different than what you saw Ed Pritchett and do. And it's funny. I was thinking today that when I first started, I always did this every time, and I'm wondering if how I might have missed out on some opportunities as I got more comfortable with the system and not being diligent and having all of this prepared ahead of time, because I knew that I knew enough to do it while I was there and not have it all laid out ahead of time. So anyway, you got to do some preparation ahead of time. You need to get enough information on the phone call so you can really get pretty dialed in on what their solutions are going to be. Let me show you. I greet them. We have a little small talk, talking about where they're from, how they're dealing with this, how's it affecting them, whatever you're going to do to build rapport, just like always. Then somewhere along the way, I'm going to, and I also explain to them that this is not the way, that I'm used to doing things. So bear with me kind of as we go through. So then you're going to share your screen with them, and you should have what you want them to see, right there at the very front. And having said that, I had it all set up. Where is it now?
Are you wanting to screen share, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
I just had to find the right screen. All right, can everybody see that? Everybody see that? Okay, good. So first of all, I do what I would do in a normal appointment. I show them the lead, and I say, okay, this is what I called you about. Do you remember completing this? I want to make sure, I told you when I called you that I had your handwritten paperwork. And yep, that's me. I sure did. I feel that. Okay, great. And then I'll say, we gathered a little bit of information on the phone, and I'm going to kind of go over that with you again. So I'll have the client qualification form right there to go over with them. If you don't use the dialer, this is what you get out of the dialer. If you don't use it, you can see how great it looks and how professional it looks. But if you don't have it, then you need to have a handwritten one that you scan in and save as a PDF. So you can show them, what the notes you've taken. Then you just go right into the PowerPoint presentation. And this is so I start right here, just like Ed Pritchett has his. And I asked them, please go get a pen and paper. I want you to note some things. Again, it's about control, about having them, go along with you as you're asking them to do things. So they'll get up, get a pen and paper. They've done that every time. All right, please note my name and my Alabama license ID number. So I'll write that down. And I'll say, today you called about getting mortgage protection. And that's us working together to protect your most valuable asset, which is your home. And so that's what we're going to be looking at and talking about today. This is going to be a guide for our discussion and kind of lead us through the process of getting the protection that you want for your family. And then you go into role and purpose. And I really just use this just as it's written. My role is I'm a state licensed broker. I represent over 40 carriers. The reason why that's important to you, this is Mr. Hagan, and so I'm going to use his name, Trey. The reason why that's important to you is we're really able to offer just about anybody coverage. Some of our carriers don't mind diabetes, some of them don't mind arthritis, some of them don't mind different situations. So we can really tailor a solution to exactly what you're looking for. My expertise is to navigate through all those options and narrow it down to the absolutely best option for you that's going to fit with your health situation and your budget. And so there's three things that we want to do today. We want to, first of all, clearly identify your need that you have and the why. And by the way, I've also shared with them my why by now. I told them why I got into this business and what drove me to want to be helping families. So the first thing we need to do is clearly understand your need and why you feel like this is important for your family. And just like I shared my why with you, I want to understand your why and what's going to be ultimately important for your family. Secondly, we need, my job is to make sure that I help you apply for something you can qualify for. It doesn't matter how bad you need it or how bad you want it. If you can't get it, then it really doesn't mean anything. So my job is to make sure when we apply for something today, it's going to be something that I am as sure as I can be that you're going to qualify for so you can protect your family today. And then finally, it's always about budget too. And I kind of use the analogy of this being a shield that you're using to protect your family. And if the shield's too light, and it doesn't do what you need it to do for your family, then it's not going to protect it. It's not going to give you the protection you need. On the other hand, if it's too heavy, in this case, meaning too expensive, then you're not going to be able to lift it to protect your family as well. So we got to find the thing that's the right balance of what you need, what you can qualify for, and what's going to fit into your budget. After we get done with that, if we identify a need, I'll tell you, we've got something you can qualify for, and if it's within your budget, then we're going to go ahead and do the application today and see if we can get you approved. How does that sound? And I'll get them both to say yes today. Trey said, yeah, that sounds good. And Deborah was sitting over there, said, Deborah, sound good to go? So yeah, that's a plan. Good plan. That's what we want to do. Okay, great. So then I go to the next slide. And I just basically go over, say, basically, this is all the different things that we can do. We do a lot more than mortgage protection. Today, we're going to focus only on mortgage protection. In the future, we may go through and look at some other needs that you have. But today, we really want to hone in on the most basic thing, and that is to get your family protected. God forbid if something were to happen to one of you. But we do have health products. We do have great solutions to help you get out of debt very quickly. And also to protect retirement. And I would especially talk about annuities if they were near retirement or already in retirement, because that's something that they're thinking about a lot right now. So then you go here. And so what I would do now is I would typically stop sharing for a second. I'd say, okay, look, tell me about why you filled out that form. What is it that you were most concerned about? And then I would ask the question, if Deborah, if Trey were to die, what would that look like for you? And drill down to the why of, what this would mean for them. And then same thing, okay, Trey, God forbid, Deborah were to die. You've got a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. How's that going to impact your life? Why is this important in that situation? And we'd go through that whole discussion of drilling through the why and understanding, what they're looking to accomplish. And then we go right back into this. And so, because you don't want to stay on this all the time. I just go through, I have a place to take notes. I go through the mortgage amount, home value, length of their mortgage, monthly payment. Are you paying anything? And I go through all these questions. I go back and just reconfirm everything I learned right here on the client qualification form. That's what we're doing right here. So I go over all those things again. Then go through employment. This is when I get into budget, income per person, whether life insurance do they have. I drill down. I do the fire drill like Ayers and Sicily talk about. We talk about, mortgage payments, car payments, credit cards, utilities, Wi-Fi and cable, cell phones, food, all that. Because I want to see how much disposable income they have. And usually when we add all that up, I'll say, so it sounds like your monthly expenses are $2,500 to $3,000 a month. Does that sound about right? And then they'll say yes, and they'll verify that, and then we'll move on from there. All right, next. I have not done the needs analysis yet, so usually I'll just say this is what we're doing right now is identifying your needs. And you can go over the why. You can also do the why here. I say 90% of families are in jeopardy of losing their home if one of the breadwinners were to pass, and you can drill down into it here and really get what their big concerns are as far as protecting their family on this slide as well. Again, I've already, it's all about the rule of reciprocity, meaning you share your why first, it gives you the right to ask for their why. So you really want to share what's in your heart about this for you, and then ask them to share about what's in it for them. Okay, now we talk about the options. We're going to look at full mortgage payoff. It's harder to qualify for as you get older and have health issues. We're going to look at partial mortgage payoff, and I kind of summarize how it works here, just like it shows there on the slide. And if they're, so far the ones that I met today, I didn't really go into equity protection or critical period because they were going to be I knew it was going to be within their budget. It would have been very shocking if it wasn't in their budget to be able to do either full payoff or partial mortgage pay down is what I call it. We talk about the death benefit, the living benefit, and what we're going to propose is going to offer them living benefits and why that's important. And ROP, whatever I'm going to be proposing, that's what I'm going to focus on in this section right here, because you're already done the work to know what's going to probably be the best fit for them. And then selecting your plan. So as we go, Trey and Deborah, as we go over specific options, it's going to be important to find something that gets you the protection you need and fits within your budget. So I'm going to show you some options that I developed for you. I just want you to communicate with me. Again, remember, I've already got them to say out of $6,000 a month in net income into their house, they had $2,500 or $3,000 in expenses. So we all know that, there should be budget there for what I'm proposing. All right. So then I just click over here, and I just go to Excel and create a spreadsheet and then save it as a PDF. Here's the first mortgage payoff option that I developed for you, Trey and Deborah. This is going to give you they had a $100,000 mortgage. This will give you $100,000 worth of coverage and a $200,000 accidental. So it'd be $118.22 if you take the full payoff with the accidental. $73.23 if you just want to go with the mortgage payoff without the accidental. I showed them return premium, how they could get return premium as well, and what that means. And then also mortgage pay down, which is half the amount of their mortgage. And it was only $18 more, basically, to go from mortgage pay down to mortgage payoff. And then I just said, I could tell they were kind of leaning more towards one of these. And I said, well, which one of these would fit best into your budget? They said they wanted to go with this one right here. I says, okay, great. All I need is to get both of you get your driver's license and whatever information for whatever checking account you want to use. That's the way it's been every time. There's been nothing different about it at all. So hang on a second. Basically, that's what I do. I have the copy of their lead. I have a copy of the comp qualification form. I use the slideshow that was presented. I save it as a PDF. So I have everything in Adobe Acrobat. And I can just click through the tiles and everything's right there that I need. If I needed to go to WinFlex and show them the full living benefits, I'll click out Share WinFlex and show them the living benefits to Mutual Omaha and how that works. But other than that, then just do the options in Excel, save it as a PDF, put that in Adobe Acrobat too, and then once they pick their option, you just have the carrier actually that was John Hancock on the life insurance, so I had the John Hancock app already ready, up and going. And one thing that I didn't know, I thought, and I should have known, but if you don't know this, when you're sharing on Zoom, well, I'll show you. So I would share this with them, share that, and then I wanted to go and show them John Hancock. So I clicked over here to Mutual Omaha, the Mutual Omaha living benefits, but you don't see Mutual Omaha, right? You still see the other slide. I didn't realize that it only shares the specific, I thought as I switched on my desktop, they would see everything that I'm seeing, but they don't. So you have to make sure that, because I was trying to show them this, and they finally said, we don't see the Mutual Omaha stuff because they were still stuck on the other screen. So you need to make sure anytime you're switching to a different, like if you're going from an Adobe share to a website share, you've got to stop sharing the Adobe and switch over to the other window.